Viper from Battlestar Galactica and an X-Wing fighter. And the Viper and the X-Wing fighter could just go just like straight, like off the ground, or just anytime in midair, you could just go
You can do that too by hitting 9 different buttons together and you go.
And we're live, guys.
What? Hi, guys.
Oh. Welcome, everyone, to Pints and Pistons,
Hi.
which only automotive beer-related show.
Dan, hide the evidence.
What evidence?
Oh, yes. Hi, guys. I'm Dan. That's Chris. That's Brian. And
I'm Mike. Yay. I'm like, look at me. I can go.
as Chris said,
We got another snort out.
holy automotive.
We got another snort out of Dan, so we're off to a good rolling start. We're doing great.
See, I had to do that because I knew he was going to snort, and it's wonderful.
We were doing a podcast, maybe. I don't know. Chris, pull the chat up. Yeah, you're good.
So we also just did a TikTok live, so people follow us on TikTok too.
We try new beers and we talk about car news subjects of different matters and whatnot.
Basically, cars, whatever car shit pops into our head, which is, we would just be doing this shit anyway. So,
Right. And if you're all new here, we are all equally as the most weirdest, quirky car nut people things that you can imagine.
Old school says, hey guys.
Hey,
Hey,
guys.
Mike, how you doing? Mike's awesome.
Yeah.
I like Mike.
Oh, he just did a whole bunch of stuff with taking lead out of the Falcon. And I think it was around the taillights.
Lead repairs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's always
He was
fun.
doing the
That's
pulling of it.
yeah, that's always fun. You gotta. No wonder so many auto workers from the '60s died of cancer.
I had to pull one of those off my truck. My truck had a lead repair about that big on the bed of it. And I'll tell you what, I may or may not have used the appropriate masking, but it was stinky.
If you could smell it, you was not using the right shit.
No.
You have a little bit of lead poisoning now.
And you just looked like a Subaru driver.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, his
I'm
head gasket went.
I'm trading the Mustang out.
By the end of the show, his bill's gonna be flat.
As the night goes on, it flattens more and more out, and by the end of the episode, it's flat and then pointed upwards.
And then, hey, have you guys heard about equal length
And it
headers?
says Savage across it.
There we go.
I got a crackle tune for my WRX, dude.
So I have a weighted shifter. Does that mean I can do a Cobb Stage 3 tune on it?
No, you have to replace your head gaskets first.
I did the delete.
Subaru, low mileage, just had head gaskets replaced. Just needs head gaskets.
Or, I
See,
mean,
now once upon a time, I once said that Subarus were easy to service, and you guys all gave me a bunch of shit. But once again, you weren't taking the broad view of things like I do. Subarus are easy to service because it only takes 20 minutes to take the whole engine out.
Right. And you're going to have the engine out every 20,000 miles or so to do the head gaskets,
I
so...
was gonna say act screw.
spark plugs in most of them because you can't do it with it in the engine bay.
Like I said, 15 to 20 minutes, take the engine bay out, take the engine out of the car. It's really easy to service then.
Well, yeah. At least it's not,
And then some of them have the oil filters that are just like Satan designed that.
because you have
The
the exhaust.
jigsaw made it.
Well, no, because you have the exhaust comes down and it's literally a circle in the middle, and there's the oil filter. It's like
That's all hot exhaust pipe.
Well,
Why
here's
did
the
you
thing,
do this?
if you buy some different weird aftermarket oil filter, it's wider, so you have less than the distance of your finger between the exhaust
And the filter.
for anything to get up there. Even
you know why they did that? To make sure that you buy a Subaru product.
But it hurts on the hands. It's hot.
Well, you won't hurt yourself as much if you use a
Speaking of that,
genuine Subaru part.
I saw something on the way here on my
Ooh,
journey
excuse me.
that you people here in the quadrant of this county have acquired. Take 5.
Oh, the Rivian that I saw. That's Rivian's like, that's what I saw. I'm like, yeah.
What color was it?
A
The
Take
silver
5.
one.
Okay, you've seen. Okay, I haven't seen the silver one. I've seen a black one and a green one.
It's silver.
I've seen a green one, but no, the Take 5. You guys have one now.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I drive by it in the
What is
dark,
Take 5?
so.
What?
A Take 5.
It's
Here's the Take 5. You are Joe Schmo. You're driving your Mustang. You're like, oh, Jesus, Blargle Doodles, I need an oil change now. and then take 5. You drive up to take 5. You drive behind the building in the little line like a drive-thru. You're going to get food. You pull in. The guy walks up. He goes, "How you doing, sir? So, just a standard oil change?" "Yep." "All right, let me take a picture of your VIN, sir. That's going to be 10 or 19 or whatever, $20. "All right. Follow the line, sir. Like a friggin' car wash. You drive right in. Some poor soul sitting in a pit all day, drains your oil. Some other guy comes up. He shows you where to pop your hood. If not, he reaches in and pops it for you. Pop the hood, fill up the oil, go. 5 minutes or less. Oil change.
Is there a filter change involved in this?
Yes, it's a drive-through oil change place.
Don't even have to turn your motor off.
And they even offer snacks and drinks while you're in the drive-through.
Hell no.
I also want to
Hold on.
Oh, hell no.
I'm gonna ring in
I didn't know you
as
guys didn't
a
know about Take 5.
as a factory-trained, certified master technician for a major manufacturer. I'm going to ring in on this for a second. Hold on.
What type
Hold
of
on.
snacks?
Hold on. Don't.
Exactly.
It's right there, Chris.
I'm not a factory
You'll
trained
see it on your way
technician.
home. Look on the right hand side.
Yeah, they knocked down Heidi's for it.
Don't.
Yeah, I am not a factory trained technician. I have never made a living working on automobiles, and even my dumb one-legged ass knows, hell no.
Some poor kid never sees a thing of light making minimum wage sitting there. All he knows is to loosen bolts and tighten them. And another guy
Because
comes
if
up
you
and
own a
says,
Subaru, that's how you end up with no transmission fluid and an extra 5 engine.
Yes.
You think I'm joking, you're laughing, but I'm not joking.
"Hey boss, that
That's
last
how
one,
that
the
happens.
oil was red. I don't
Really
know why."
red. And man, it was grinding when it pulled out. It
And
made
this is
weird
also the
noises.
same stories that you hear of $1,000 under trays being absolutely butchered in order to get them because they don't know how to take them
How
off.
many modified ones do we see all the time, Chris?
all the
What,
time.
under trays?
Yeah, they don't want to take
You know where
off.
mine is?
They
It's sitting
cut
in the
them.
garage.
I have mine.
At least yours is still intact, though.
Barely, though.
My car was actually
But it's the
designed
fabric
with...
type, so, and I hate
Oh,
that one.
Mazda made mine with a hole for the oil filter and a
Yeah.
hole for the drain.
No, mine's literally sitting in the garage because 2 of the plastic pieces broke and it was sagging, and also something caught it and it kind of like ripped it and it was hanging. It was always that
Do you
piece
see
that was
this
hanging
motherfucker,
down, so
Chris?
I just took it off because.
Do you see it chilling on the chat right now? You see
Yeah,
it?
I see him.
Look at that
Also,
mofo.
Mike said,
There's a bug
talking about the
sitting in
lead
chat.
repairs.
What?
There's a bug sitting in the chat.
Oh.
So Mike said something about the lead repairs.
yeah.
He learned the hard way, giving himself galvanizing poisoning.
Oh, shit.
Which is there's another name for that.
Stupidity?
Metal fatigue is what they call
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Metallic fume fatigue.
Fatigue. Well, it's like,
So
all the auto
Yeah, that's
if
like
you're
when this-
welding on
Galvanized
galvanized
metal.
you have to wear a respirator
Yeah.
because galvanic material
Yep.
will make you very, very,
I've done it
very
before.
sick.
I
Well,
learned,
it's
I
one of
learned
those you
buying
have to-
a piece from the parts store. Those are specifically made to be clamp-on only.
Yep.
I welded one on at WTI and got sick as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And found out, yeah, all the stuff at all your auto parts stores, all those fittings for exhaust, do not weld those.
Yeah, those
They're
are galvanized.
galvanized.
Unless
They're
you
meant to be
like,
clamped.
unless you like, what
You
is
have to
it?
grind
You have
it.
to grind it all off.
Grind it all off. But that's
That
what
was
keeps
bad.
it from rusting.
It felt like I had
And that's
food
why they do
poisoning
it.
and the flu at the same time. It was so bad.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was almost a whole day after the fact. I had a Mazda 626 and I took the exhaust off and welded one of those on myself, and that's me welding, like, for one of the first times, just boogering weld on this galvanized pipe.
Oh, so you're SEMA certified.
Oh, death.
You know what's
Even
funny?
to this
I
day,
welded that exhaust for the Harley,
Yeah.
and that was galvanized pipe, and I didn't even think about it until just now. But that was galvanized pipe that I welded, and I didn't get sick from that. That's
Oh,
weird.
man,
I got lucky.
It's been nice knowing you,
I
buddy.
was under the car breathing in the fumes.
Bye, everyone.
It smelled like mustard almost. And that's when I was like, ugh. And I just
On
kept
next
going.
week's episode, Chris will no longer be with us.
Uh-oh.
I think we might be good.
What?
The live feed has passed away.
There it
Anyway,
goes.
Moving on.
We're back.
Moving on. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Celebrating the Irish and all of us. Shall we move on to the first?
Brewski?
Oh, and before anyone says I'm not wearing green, my right sock is green. Fuck you guys.
There's a little bit of green in here.
I don't have anything green on but my underwear, so.
Yeah, that's a trick of the light. That's not green, that's blue.
It's like the dress. Remember the dress? You remember
Oh,
that?
God, I remember
I made
that.
you. I
What
just
color
made you.
is the dress? There was this Facebook post for, like, it was
Yikes.
going around for about a month where it was like, what color is this dress? And it looked like it was gray or blue or...
Something. It was a light.
It was, like, so hard to determine what color it really was.
But people were arguing, like, over politics. I think Mike just got excited about something. Well, everybody's up. This is a curious situation. You okay?
What in the fucking hillbilly horseshit's going on in here?
Now Brian's yelling at him.
You have Phyllis?
Everybody's sinking shots tonight.
I have Phyllis.
Beautiful.
So sorry, we just made that connection. We separated it with Mr. Pints. What? Sorry.
Oh.
Right?
There was just a lot of shouting going
yeah.
on. We were
Yeah,
curious what was
yeah,
happening.
I mean, I pissed my pants on a good day.
Inside joke, can somebody help me? Hey, whoa, fucking help.
Somebody help Mike.
I'm going to put Lemmy down here where he will not get...
Thank you.
We don't want Lemmy to fly off and hit the floor again.
Sorry.
Dan.
I'm just standing there. I got 4 mugs stacked up, 4 beers. Like, one of them is going, and I don't want it to be the beer, but I also don't want it to be the glass.
All right, I'm excited for this.
So I will say, I have had this before. And it's one of those, when Brian sent it to me, I was like, I've seen this, I've had it, I know I've had it. So
Fail.
it reminded me, my brother-in-law gave it to me when I was over at his, like a year and a half
There's
ago.
a bunch
And
of flash tattoos.
it's,
So this
well,
is...
no, I mean, that's where it came from.
Yes.
It's a good brewing company.
Yeah,
though.
so you've had it before. So anyway, this is Hidden Springs Ale Works down in Tampa, and this is their Orange Crush. American wheat beer with wildflower honey and sweet orange peel. Keep cold, drink fresh.
They're also the ones that do the bear lasers.
I see this orange on here. I think
And
I
the
want
bear
orange.
lasers is an IPA that is very not IPA.
Not IPA? How do you spell that?
IPAE.
E.
It's not a Indian Pale Ale experience.
And by the way, everybody in chat, I don't know if you were here last time, or was it the time? No, the time before last.
Yeah, because
I just want to congratulate Mike for getting a good pour.
Finally.
I always get a good pour.
Oh,
Do you
I
not
did not
remember
get a great pour.
the pure fight?
Oh God, yeah, that was not a good pour.
I acquired a little bug. I'm excited until aged my beverage.
oh.
I am not touching
I did it!
No,
No!
no!
Damn it.
I just fucking cleaned that.
Give me a paper towel.
I don't have any. What? They're inside. Go.
There's a
go,
microfiber
inside,
towel
go.
right there.
Sit there inside. I thought you meant like you didn't have any in general. I gotta take a sip, boys. I'm sorry. Let me know when you're ready, guys.
Just take a sip.
Well,
I faced the angle of the bar and it defeated me. I'm sorry. I was trying to be vigilant.
well, we didn't get a cheers into that one.
Yeah, we'll do it once
Yeah, we'll do
Dan
this.
finishes. And don't fucking spell it again!
I'm not going
It's
to.
alcohol abuse.
Stop yelling at me. It's okay.
After the sip, I got a perfect pour.
Cheers.
boys.
Cheers, kids.
That's delicious already, by the way.
Yeah, I'm thinking
I want
that's...
to take a deeper,
proper-
into it, though.
Oh.
Yep. That's a good one.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
The foam. Hold on.
The foam has good flavors
The
in it.
foam is like tart.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
Ooh.
This is a good one. I think this was $12.50 with tax.
This is hold
For
on,
4
I
of
have
them.
to go get another 4-pack of this.
Yeah.
Did we
It's really good.
do luau on the show? Terrapin's luau?
Yes, and it was horrible.
This is like luau without the IPA.
Yeah.
That's just like the
So
flavor.
good.
Yeah. I love luau. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, you brought it here. And
Bearded hipster mistakes cat piss for really good IPA.
Listen, I changed his litter box yesterday. It didn't smell like that. Anyway, no, this is Brian just in the middle of it. Anyway,
See, no, Brian just cast a spell on you. He went, heebie-deebie-dee. It's up in Burke Farm.
Am I gonna fall out and die?
I don't know.
You know, everybody was always, worried about the COVID, and they were worried about all these other things. I got shit that's way worse than any of that.
Yeah,
I've
you're
got, like I
missing a
said,
leg.
the shit I've got will make your leg fall off.
Smell that. It almost smells like straight orange juice.
Sorry, I thought you meant his phone. I'm like,
It kinda does.
I don't want to.
Yeah, grab Brian's phone. No, it smells almost like straight orange juice.
So what was the Terrapin Luau you said?
Wow, yeah.
Also, will you show this?
AU.
That was fairly recent then, wasn't it?
Like, this is cloudy. This is
No,
hazy.
it would have been old. And if we haven't tried it,
60,
it's a lot
Yeah,
like
it's
this.
a good
little
haze.
tiny IPA.
So basically, it's this but suck.
Yeah.
No, it's this, but a little bit of sour on the end. Luau's amazing. Terrapin Luau. Like, I just had one a couple days ago.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking
Hell, I
at the
think
list.
it might have been the episode that Gio was on.
No, I think we had Hopsecutioner then.
Yeah, the Hopsecutioner.
Because
Yeah.
he loves that.
Hopsecutioner.
I'm okay. I'm honestly, I like it, but I'm like, yeah, I don't go for it.
Yeah.
It's got that really friggin' clovey flavor.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it's starting to take a lot longer to go through this list now.
Yeah. So I will definitely say Orange Crush by Hidden Springs Ale Works. That's a winner.
Yeah, they're out of Tampa, so
No,
another.
I absolutely love the artwork
So another
on
Florida
it, and
bird.
it's basically like Dan said, all of these are flash tattoos that need to happen.
Yeah, because we had a discussion on this one because it looked like we were going to be stopping for beer at the same place today. So I told him I'd send him a picture of whatever it was I bought because I figured I would get there first. And he's like, "We've had this one," and I'm like, "I just went through the list and didn't
And
see
I
it."
ended up going through the list too, and so
And
I was sitting there next to
I did the
Serena.
same thing. I got home and I double checked the list after because obviously doing this while driving is not a good idea. So I double checked the list. I'm like, "Nah, it's not there." Then we
And
figured it out.
I was sitting next to Sabrina, and I showed her. I'm like, "Haven't we had this one?" She's like, "Yes, but not on the show." I'm like, "I thought we did." She's like, "No." My brother-in-law, I was over at my sister and brother-in-law's house. It was actually for my nephew's birthday, and he bought a 4-pack of this, and then one other beer, and that because it was August, we were all in the pool and all that, and I was like, "Oh, well, it was this," and then the Bear Laser, which is the IPA one, which is actually really good too. It's almost like a hazy, and that, but it's good. It's an IPA that I actually like.
Yeah.
It wasn't full on Kurt Cobain and that. It's really really good. Especially in the middle of August in the pool, it was nice.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, I was kind of torn. There was a couple others I was kind of looking at with this one, but then I was like, you know what? Orange, the weather we just got out of our little cool snap and it's going to be warming up again. I was like, for tonight, it's probably going to be really nice out here.
Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah,
This is
I'm thinking
absolutely
this.
perfect.
I decided that this is what I wanted to go. Look how hazy that is.
I know. I just saw it when I walked out here. I
That's-
saw your
Well,
list.
that's why today when I was watching Celtic and all that, like I had 2 Guinnesses and I went to go for my third and Mom was like, "Oh, here, like, oh, you want to get?" I'm like, it got warm, like it was warm out and like my beer got, but it was one of those because I got 2 Guinnesses and that, and like it's okay to drink Guinness warm. And
Yeah.
that, but it was one of those that started to get hot out, and I'm like, and I was in the sun, and I'm like, the Guinness isn't good in the sun. Like you need to be like in a pub for that, like inside.
Ireland never gets that warm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I went to a
Ireland
Smithwick's.
is not Florida.
Yeah, so I went to a Smithwick's and it was fucking perfect. So that was my finishing beer.
This is really good, and I love that it's all like flash tags.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like all of those are perfect.
So
tattoos.
the red ale that we had last time, while I was in there getting this, a gentleman stepped in front of me and he started to look at that one, and I just pointed out, I was like, "Hey, that one's really good." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "Is it better than Killian's?" I'm like,
yeah.
yes, it is way better than Killian's. And by the way, that one right up on the top there, the Marker 48 Red Right Return, you should probably try that one too. He only ended up grabbing the Sullivans, but
That's good.
like I said,
Well, we told Gene that we tried to sell it. He's like, "That's a good one."
Is that what you guys had last time?
Yeah.
I'll have to pick up a pack of that.
And then we also
there's
had,
I think there's one left over there.
Oh, yeah?
I think there's one left
but
over
then
there.
we also had the Marker
But-
8, which you can get the
Hey.
Marker 8 at the Inverness one now.
I have one. Let me know by next show. If you don't manage to pick one up, let me know. I'll bring you the last one that I've got
Okay.
because it's a banger.
Yeah.
And I had one at Pine Street, and if I can ever find it, or if we can,
I was
maybe
gonna say we asked if we could. We asked
Anna
if we-
did say she might. If she was down there, she would grab us a growler because she likes us. So we might have this one. It was Angry Chairs Jillian's Irish Red, and it was really good. It's like low carbonation. It was really smooth. It was a really good red. Super.
Irish Reds are our favorite.
Yes.
Like, all of us agree.
And it's not like it's one of those that's like, oh, well, it's Irish and it's right. No, it's just, it happened to be that all of our top 3 are reds.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, my favorite style, just to sit there and just to enjoy the flavor of a beer,
yeah.
is an Irish Red.
Yeah, the quality over quantity. Like, trust me, like, there's many other regular beers.
We'll sit there, Natty Lights, Coors Lights, whatever. We'll
even
sit there
banquets and all that. Like, they're
come on, let's be honest. Banquets are a
but
step
still,
up.
it's one of those, you can tell when we're trying to go for quantity over quality. And that.
Yeah, like I said, we have no problem with cheap beer. I mean, even Busch lattes. We'll get down on Busch lattes.
Hey, a Busch
We'll get-
latte with a pickle spear in it, a beer and a spear.
Hey, that was-
fucking good.
Hey,
fucking good.
like I said, inexpensive cold snacks. There's lots of quantity. We have no problem with those. We enjoy them regularly. But every now and then, when we really want to step up and really enjoy something, we do what we do. And really, I think my favorite style for that is reds.
I like reds and then also Hefeweizens.
Yeah, but in the middle of summer, though, I tend to go more for the Heffies and the wheat
Yeah.
beers and the wits and stuff like that. It's where
They're
I
a
tend to
little
go.
more refreshing.
Well,
Yeah.
it's the refreshingness of it, and also like that citrus note and all that. It works great with the warmer temperatures, and it's so good.
Like, something like this is great for when it's hot and you're sweating out.
Oh, this definitely is.
Well, I wouldn't put this as a full-on summer
So
beer.
juicy.
This
No,
is
this-
a
but
perfect
this is
spring.
warm
Yeah,
weather.
this is a perfect spring.
Like we have now. This
Yeah.
is
Right.
this is spring or just going into fall.
And now I don't know if Ryan's Garage is watching. Spring for us, so we're not even into spring, so it's like 80 something, but low humidity, so we're happy.
Yes, we are
that's
happy.
Still end of winter.
Tomorrow it's going to rain, so
Mike, you can get Red Right Return. You can pick up an ABC in 4-packs of pint cans.
and Red Right Return is fantastic.
If you've never had it, you have to have it. That is an
Yeah.
amazing red
Pick
beer.
up something else.
There's coriander in it. It has to be.
No, there's not much coriander in this one. I'm
No.
literally just picking. I'm
It's
picking
the
up.
sweetness of the wildflower honey.
That's
Yeah,
probably
but-
what it is.
But
Oh no, because here's the thing. Like I said, I mean, having like I said, because I play around, cooking and stuff like that. I will say, wildflower honey, on its own,
it's
I'm
almost
not.
creamy.
It is. Well, it's also, but I mean, look how juicy, look how hazy this
Do it
is.
with
I
the
mean,
pork or steak. It's good. Do this with a good pork chop.
do this with a pork taco.
Oh, yeah.
With
Oh,
some,
like
with,
the ones
like
that we had at Pine Street.
But change up the salsa and go way more on the citrus side for the salsa.
Almost like a
mango
salsa.
like a mango or mandarin salsa.
Yeah. Well, I really
This
did like
would
that
be-
salsa that was.
Oh,
on
yeah.
there.
This would be fantastic with barbacoa.
Yes.
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 Oh, Chris, by the way,
Perfect.
before they go away, you have to go to Pine Street and you have to get the tacos El Pastor.
They're pork tacos, and I don't even know.
They've
like,
got some like pineapple weird salsa stuff on there. I don't like pineapple. These were amazing, and some kind of weird ass crumbly Mexican cheese.
but
shit, they're good.
but the cheese almost tastes like feta, but it's not.
It's not.
I know what you're
But-
talking about. That's
I can't remember the name of it.
I have that all the time.
It's
Anytime
like-
I do
it's-
burritos or tacos, I get that
It
cheese.
starts with
Yeah,
like a
buy
C
it.
or
It's a
something
C
like
something.
that.
Yeah.
It's Mexican crumbly cheese.
But it is.
It's
I know what
but
you're
it has
talking
that bite of
Yes.
like feta, and oh
But,
my
like I said,
goodness, it was so good.
they're so good, and like I said, a little pricey because you only get 3 of them. I could plow away 9 of those, no problem.
Hell, you saw me finish my 3. How quickly I finished them.
Yes, Dan.
Cars.
Cars.
Oh shit, sorry.
We go.
I thought it was a-
No, because
Cotija.
yeah,
Yes.
that's what it was.
if I didn't stop myself, I would have fed in, and we could have just talked about food.
You would have fed in like
Beer
a
and
feta
food.
cheese.
Listen, that's okay.
Not
This
like
is
we
great
know.
business.
I know.
Hey,
fine.
we've done that before. So,
We
speaking of
we
cars,
just gotta talk about the transportation that cheese took to get there.
I got a quick one.
Yes.
I'll start with. I'll roll in with, because I don't know.
roll
if,
in. Hey, see what you did there, buddy.
I don't know if everybody's seen it or not, but Kia has just announced their new EV SUV.
And you know what the
coming out
seats
next
do?
year.
This. Swivel seats.
1991 called it wants its technology back.
1966 called the Thunderbird wants its seats back.
Yes.
You can be sitting like this, taking the kids on a vacation, and
Bam, bam, bam,
my
bam, bam,
sibling
bam.
all up here and shit, and then guess what? He can pull a lever and go, dude, let's like do something together. And those seats.
Hey, you know what it's
these
time?
seats-
It's time to duel. Let's go.
Hold on. This is the resident old guy here as the Gen Xer. The generation who embodies the statement, fuck around and find out. Because that's what we are. Because when we were kids, we didn't have the internet and things like that to keep us
You know what's
occupied.
gonna happen with this?
So
it's gonna
we
be this.
fucked around a lot and we found out a lot.
Hey.
And because of that,
Hey.
we're more than happy to pass along the finding out to those younger ones that want to fuck around. If you have to have a swivel seat to turn around to discipline your kids on the car on a road trip, you guys are a bunch of slackers and pussies. Because our moms,
10 and 2, then all
10 and 2,
and
hand comes out of China, smacks you across the head, and you never saw it coming.
Me and Sabrina were just talking about that on the way home from Cursor River today, and it was 1-2 where she's like, "You be back there, you starting stuff. Mom will be at 10 and 2. Next thing you know, it's bam, hand back there, and you don't even know what's going
like
on.
a
Next thing you know,
flash.
it's
She
like,
never even took her our
It's
fucking
like-
eyes off the road. She said, whack!
and you're like, why does my face hurt?
Yeah, like I said.
Why does my
Hold
face
up, whoa,
hurt?
whoa, whoa. There was a hand in my face like 2 seconds ago. How's she back to driving
How
already?
did that happen?
But so basically, it's the Kia Telluride with a remodel
With batteries.
the EV6 platform. It has 9 seats.
It
Actually,
looks
that's how it has the
I have to
EV,
say,
but-
it looks really good. I like the look of it.
Well, the Telluride looks really
Oh,
good.
I love
And
the
if you
Telluride.
haven't seen the pictures of it yet,
Wait,
I've
what's
seen
what's
it.
the
It actually
what's the
does
electric
look-
what's the electric SUV? The sort of
The
Hyundai.
The
The-
EV6? Right?
EV6 or
No,
the Ionic,
the,
the Ionic 5? Or,
Ionic.
That's what
Okay.
it's Ionic, yeah.
I have actually seen one of those. Like, I actually pulled up next to one in traffic.
I've
Like,
seen a couple of them. I think
like
they look
in
pretty
person.
neat.
They
and
look
honestly,
good. I love the look of them.
Like
the lights are freaking cool
Oh,
as hell.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
That's what
the
I'm talking
overall
about.
shape of it is actually really nice.
Because it's
And-
not that bland.
Yeah, it's actually,
crossover look.
but it's also not. It doesn't have like weird swoops and creases
Yep.
and shit all over it to
It
just
has
distract.
squares.
It's nice.
It look
but
what you want an SUV to
the
have.
first one I saw,
Squares.
the first one I saw,
Squares.
the
It's
first
got
one I saw on the
squares.
road. I pulled up next to it and I had my windows down, so I looked at the lady that was driving it and I said, "Hey," and she put it down. I was like, "Yeah, that's the all electric one, right?" She's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "That thing actually looks pretty rad." And she's like, "I'm driving." Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's
That's the EV9. It actually does.
But here's the thing.
no, that's the new one.
The first of the, like I said, the first of the Ion
Yeah.
that I saw. This lady was driving it cross country.
So
She was
the
on a cross-country
Ionic
road
looks-
trip
That's
from
good.
Florida to
the-
California.
The Ionic has enough of the styling cues from that
Concept.
that concept that
Yeah, you're right.
that concept
The,
that
oh,
they
the
did.
Envision 74.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, I was wondering the first time I
that
saw
thing
one.
looks
the front of it.
so
Yes.
good.
So
That is a car, like, I looked at that the first time they put pictures of that out, and I was like, okay, make it, I'll buy it.
And then Top Gear gets a hold
No,
of it.
no,
Like,
no, no, listen, make the car. I don't care what it costs. I will finance it
Yeah,
for 96
however
months.
long I have to finance it to be able to
and then Hyundai came in and said, never mind.
but
But they did enough of the styling cues
Yes.
on the Ionic to make
To
it
do
like,
that, yeah.
hey,
Like
this
that.
is pretty close.
It is.
But
Yeah,
we're
like I
at-
said, I
we're
mean,
at that point.
I like that a lot. It's not overdone. It's not like a bangle butt BMW. It's
Yeah,
not
no.
like a lot of the weird shit from Nissan and Toyota where they've got like the weird black trim to make it
Yeah.
seem like the back of the roof is floating, and
Yeah,
they don't
no.
have like just odd swoops and creases going.
It's
No,
very
no,
it's very
it's-
honest. It's a very
it's
honest.
It's oriented. It's not bubbly. The lines are sharp yet bold.
It's
and-
clean.
Thank you.
It's tidy and it's
Everything is-
sanitary.
But it's
Yeah.
seriously,
Sanitary.
it's
It's
one
not
of
too
those
loud.
what you picture an not a crossover. Like when you could sell that to, and not mean no disrespect.
I like them.
You could sell that perfectly to the boomer generation because it's one of those. I want an SUV. This isn't a crossover. All that it looks like a proper SUV. Like, it's not. They're square. Like I said, they're squares.
To me, it reminds
it's
me
not
of
flowy. There's squares on it, and
it kind of reminds me a little bit of the styling
good.
ethos of older German cars.
Yep.
Because when Audi and BMW and Mercedes decide they're going to pare it down and they're just going to make something clean, nobody can beat them.
No.
Like some of the Audi sedans and some of the Audi coupes are just so good looking because of what they don't have on
Yeah,
them.
they're not overly done.
I'm looking at pictures of it, and do you know what I actually am getting a vibe of? I'm not getting a German car vibe.
Well, no, I wasn't using German cars
Are you
specifically.
getting a Pontiac vibe?
What I was meaning is that when Audi and BMW, like pre-Bangle, like you look at the pre-Bangle BMWs, the cars that were leading, it was just up to that. The styling on those was just so crisp.
That picture right there. Okay.
Peugeot.
I love
Nope.
those. Man, they look so
Alfa Romeo.
without the V.
It has just that grill, that slot grill.
Without the
No.
V, though.
It has just a little of the.
No, look at that side
Yeah,
profile.
like I said, it's
Look,
such a good hot hatch,
no,
though,
look,
too.
look
Like,
at that
it's
side
a really great
profile.
car.
That looks like a Peugeot 905.
Yeah,
The side
yeah.
profile,
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But that front
Yeah.
profile,
You-
the
like
905 and
90s?
906. 905 and 906.
Yes.
but that front profile,
Maybe
it
that's why we
just
love it
has
so
a
much.
little hint of an older.
Oh
Alfa.
yeah.
Actually, with that,
mid-2000s
here's the
Alfa.
other thing. With that line just kind of going across the front the way it does, S13 Sylvia.
Oh yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
just got me with side. Oh, true. But side
Yeah.
profile though.
Yeah, the Silver with the fixed headlights. Yeah.
So segueing into something else, side profile. Have you guys seen the new Ferrari Pero Sangue or how the hell you pronounce it? The SUV.
Pure saying.
You mean
Yeah.
the MX-30?
That's the X30.
Have you seen the
It was it Torch or was it Tracy that did it? Because they also analyzed the
Analyzed.
yeah, they also analyzed the picture of like the truck evolution with like the size of the cab versus bed and all that. It's not that they took off of that. Like if you're comparing apples to oranges, it's not. It's
Well,
Ferrari really did a really good job with it, and it isn't that it does have cues, but Ferrari really did a good job with
here's
it.
my thing. Side profile thing aside, funny, whatever. Here's my thing.
Here's what I mean.
Yeah.
It has that reminiscence.
Okay,
to it.
bring up an S13 Sylvia.
Also,
Yeah,
we're
so
having
is-
a lot of people view
Chris.
and all that stuff.
Chris, who do we
so-
got up there?
That's Mike.
Well, no, I'm watching the viewing.
We've got 6 views, 2 concurrent viewers right
Oh.
now.
We got 2 people.
But here's my thing too with like the Ferrari SUV. So I want to show you guys
A little
something.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I want to show you guys something really cool. All right. I'm going to show all you. I didn't even take my phone out. It's so neat. I'm going to show you guys my favorite all-time supercar companies that have come out with SUVs. All right.
Uranus.
All of them. All these supercar companies going. We got SUVs. We got this. We got that. I got a tattoo right here of them. Can you see it?
There's nothing there.
They're all terrible.
Yeah, they're all terrible.
Well, and not even that. If you go in deeper, they're actually all terrible. The owner response. I went and read like a Urus forum. You know how terrible the Lamborghini.
Well, here's
Urus
the
is?
thing. Well,
If I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini SUV,
Like,
I'm gonna. Oh, what the hell was that '80s one that they did?
oh,
yes, the
color.
Countach powered one. Yes.
All right.
I'm gonna buy that.
I know
Yes.
LD something.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy that.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why manufacturing went to SUVs is because SUVs are not classified as passenger cars.
Right.
They're classified as light trucks. So because of that,
Less tax.
no, it's
right?
not the taxes. It has to do with emissions and corporate average fuel economy or CAFE ratings.
Fucking
They're
cafe
not
ratings.
they're not penalized or they're not tested or held to the same standard as a passenger car. So because they're classified as light trucks,
So does that mean they're
That's
hurting?
what-
huh?
Does that mean they're hurting?
No,
And
it
that's
just
why
means
they're-
No,
they
that-
are
no.
trying. They're
Or
trying to stay
just
with
no.
current trends.
No, what that means is It really started with the Ford Explorer. There was the Jeeps that had them before, but they were always kind of like niche vehicles. But really, it was the Ford Explorer that really kicked this off.
Also, can I say that Chris finished his beer before all of us?
Yeah, he must have liked this one.
Get
Hey,
on my level, guys.
hey,
It's
look!
like,
Hey,
shit,
look at this.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, seriously,
Hey.
because Chris,
It was delicious.
no disrespect, you're normally the last one.
No, usually
and-
I am, and I'm actually rocking this pretty good. So anyway, but no, because SUVs, most of them are classified as light trucks because a lot of them were body on frame,
Yeah.
or they were unibody, but they were to the point they were still classified as light
Yeah.
trucks because of size, weight,
Mhm.
and things like that. The emission standards are so much lower.
Mustang.
Yeah, the emission. Like I said, they don't have to reach the same fuel economy and emission standards as a passenger car. More profit.
Yep.
True.
The
Yeah.
manufacturers are pushing SUVs because they're more profitable and they don't have the same stringent regulations as a passenger car. And Ford,
So
who really kicked this off with the Explorer, just jumped all in a couple of years ago, and they basically quit making all cars except for the Mustang.
So
Even
it's
though,
at least for
beyond,
North America.
And
even
it's
SUVs.
beyond that. It's actually when they're making a light truck, it changes their cafe ratings
Yeah,
in their favor.
yeah.
So they
Yeah,
make
because they don't have to get
their
as good a fuel mileage.
percentages change. That moves
Yeah.
the bar for them, so they can say, "Hey, this is a light truck. This is one of the vehicles that we make. We make 60% light trucks and 40% cars. So our
but see,
cafe rating
that's-
is here, not here."
That's
Yeah.
where it came with Ford with like the Taurus. The Taurus, well, and Explorer, same platform.
Yeah, the
And that-
Explorer is just a
which-
really big Taurus.
Which comes to our main title of this is actually what we're talking about. Of we're on a boat because they were boats.
Whoa, did you hear the Canadian come out?
Yes.
Yeah, you
The
did.
French, the French Canadian.
Dang!
The French
How
Canadian.
you doing? You alright?
Yeah.
With your flappy little head and your
my
pretty little eyes.
I know.
Their fluffy little heads and their beady little eyes.
It's
Okay,
okay. I
I
rode
have
to
to
work
say-
today singing a French song. So,
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I haven't watched South Park in years, but I did see the news coverage where apparently the royal idiots who are living here now got really upset about the South Park episode, so I had to watch the South Park episode about the royal idiots, and holy fuck, that was funny.
South Park has actually changed over the years. You haven't watched it in a long time, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
They have gotten way better at being directly on the pulse of
Well,
whatever is
you-
happening.
Well, they-
hold on.
They've always been that way
No.
because they could literally
No,
turn around and make an
no,
episode in
cars.
a week.
Cars.
Oh, okay. I know, but
South
just give
Park
me a timeout on this, just for
the
1
Hummer
second.
episode.
But it's one of those because now it's literally when they do in a season and that each episode is from writing to finished product 7 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why
Whatever
they're-
their
that-
episode
that's
is,
why
the
there's
new episode is
7 days out.
Yeah,
from
I know.
That's
happened.
But that's why. That's why.
And it amazes me that they're using the same kind of editing equipment that you can make a Star Wars film with.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but cars. Yeah. So back to Ford and their boats and.
Well, we're talking about boats in
Boats
general.
in general, yeah.
So with
I mean,
that,
yeah,
also,
Vivicar.
hey, what about Challenger
Amphicar, yeah.
Amphicar,
392?
sorry.
You know, you have a boat that you're able to drive on the street, and also has
even the Chargers, the modern one.
it
like,
has your
honestly,
credit
the
score on the
modern
side of
Charger-
it.
Modern Mustangs.
Yeah,
They're getting heavy.
Of the three, the Mustang was the lightest, and then lately, I mean, a GT500 is tipping the scales at about 4,000
Yeah, well,
pounds.
but it's
4,100
also one of
pounds, I
those-
think.
It went from the lightest to
A
it's the
porker.
Highlander.
It's a porker.
It's also the Highlander.
There can be
because
only one.
It's the Highlander.
The gathering has occurred, and the Mustang is the only one.
because oh my God, Camaro died again.
Challenger's going away.
Again.
Well, the Camaro is being canceled in 2024. which-
Again.
how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old
Oh man.
Thank you. Sorry.
And
I can't
the
see out
Charger
the window.
Challenger's going away.
I think that was because of visibility things. I think they finally realized, like, it's one of those where it's like, I can't see shit out of this motherfucker.
It's like, look, I mean,
Goddamn, I
it's,
can't see a goddamn thing out of
I
this.
said-
My wife made these. maybe one of their wives did make the Camaro.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I sat in a fifth
I
gen
love
when they
that
were still
Deshaun
fairly
is
new, and
finally
I was
realizing
even
that.
I was appalled at how low the visibility was.
Mine had two of them. They're terrible.
Oh yeah,
It's like, no, don't get me wrong. They drove really nicely. The chassis is actually really well refined. But
that
you're sitting in it,
chassis with carbon brakes will actually teach a Mustang
You
a
got
lesson
more
on the road course.
visibility.
They're actually
you're
really
sitting
good
in
cars.
it, and
covered
you're
wagon.
sitting down in it. Like the dash is up here,
And
the
then you
wheels
look out
are
back,
up
you're like, fuck,
here.
I can't see
No,
shit.
you got
out of it
more
going,
visibility.
I can't see out of it.
Out of an NA Miata with your sun visors down to the top up. You got more visibility.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. The thing that amazed me about that is
And also the size inside, because I think that's where you're going.
okay. This is the thing. I had a 1990. I had a 95 Lincoln Mark 8. Not a small car.
Beautiful car. Though.
Okay, but
Fantastic car.
not a small car.
Had to dash up a Cosmo.
It did. It had basically a mirror image of a Cosmo Dash. Anyway, not a small car. Sitting in a 5th gen Camaro, and even the Challenger.
The Challenger.
And the Challenger was not as bad as the Camaro in this respect. Those cars, while externally were much bigger than our Mustangs, the S197s, inside
Once
they
you
were
close the doors, you're like,
they were just as tight inside.
am I in a Miata? Like
they
seriously,
they
yeah.
were just as tight inside as our Mustangs are
Right.
for the S197s. But those cars externally were nearly as big as my Mark 8.
Yeah.
Didn't have anywhere near the interior space.
And the Challengers, for the Challengers, and even actually the Chargers.
But I will say this: the
I feel like-
Challenger was not as bad, feeling tight as the Camaro is. The Camaro felt pretty much like our Mustangs, but our Mustangs were smaller outside than the Camaro
No,
is.
the Camaro's just got like terrible visibility. The
that's
Chargers
the
and
main thing
Challengers,
of it.
it's like they copy and pasted the center console out of a RAM into it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the center console, like full console, is so much on those cars.
Yeah.
And it splits the seats so far down. They feel
You're almost
so,
like a Hummer.
they feel
An
so
OG,
Yeah.
an
You're
OG.
like, hold on, let me.
An
like,
H1.
I'm
No.
so
Yeah.
happy there's no roll down windows because I ain't gonna be able to reach over.
If
here
we're going to
roll
talk
up.
about those cars for a second, the one thing I have to say with the Charger Challenger cars, I know they're big, they're heavy, they're unwieldy.
They're old ass Mercedes-Benz
When
platforms.
They're still
but
fun.
they are
They're still fun though.
old
actually.
Mercedes platforms. When you drive them, they
They
feel
work.
like an old Mercedes
They
platform.
work.
When I say that, what I mean is they are quiet, they are comfortable.
They're compliant on
They're-
road irregularities.
Right. They are absolutely, as far as NVH goes,
Why do you think
noise,
Why do
vibration,
you think they're
harshness,
Yeah.
rentals?
those are great
Yeah.
cars.
Is that what sparked it? All
Yep.
the-
When
all
you
the V6
compare
rentals?
Yep.
a Challenger to an S197 Mustang, it is a night and day
Yeah.
experience.
Oh yeah.
The interior, like the experience of driving that car,
Not the
Maybe that's why they go
quality.
to the
Not
big
the
panels.
quality. Not
but the
quality.
NVH of
Yeah.
a Challenger
Okay, let's be
versus
honest.
an
The
S197.
quality of a Challenger interior, and the
Is off.
quality of a Camaro interior, and the quality of an S197 Mark 1 and Mark 2,
It's like 90
they're not
style.
that far off. They're
Alright.
pretty much the same.
Quick side. Those gen, Camaro, Challenger, Mustang, which interior would you choose?
Mustang.
Mustang.
I would choose the Mustang only because if I'm going to be in a car that tight, I would rather have it as small as what I have rather than as big as the last car that I had.
Mustang as well, actually.
So, reason being,
But the Challenger, the Camaro interior is a horrible place to be because, look,
can't see shit.
Okay, console-mounted gauges sucked in 1969, and 50 years later they still do.
No, we ain't doing that. And for me, the Challenger, especially the early,
Yes.
new it was copy and paste out of like just different Dodges, just like they've always done. The Mustang, I think, was the most unique and comfortable and spacious for the front cabin, at least.
Well, it's one
Now,
of those.
there
and
are there are
I'm
quirks to
also-
the interior that I can take quibble with, and if I had a right leg, one of the things I would take quibble with is the center stack where it
Yeah.
comes down. There is a very hard corner there.
Yes.
So if you're a larger gentleman, 6 foot, if you're a larger gentleman,
tall,
unlike him,
so.
and you're just cruising, and your leg sort of relaxes against
You just start
the
gnawing.
tunnel and the there's a very sharp,
Yeah.
there's a 90-degree corner right there that I can imagine would get very uncomfortable after a while.
it does.
And for the automatic, and
It's also quite hot.
and for the automatic, here's
but-
the other thing.
But
For the
for a
automatic
short
cars,
person
I didn't
being
even
that
have
close to the
an
steering wheel, I know just like a big man sitting back more.
so
yes.
you're getting the same thing on that. on
Same
that edge.
thing, and then, like you said, hot.
The center tunnel on an
Hot.
S197 chassis gets
Hot.
hot.
Now
Like
the other
a
thing
Fox
now
body,
for the automatic
but it's just like a Fox body.
for the
It's
automatic
hot.
cars, the shifter. It
Yeah,
looks
fuck
it,
those things.
it
It's
looks
horrible.
it looks really good. Now Sabrina's is way better than mine.
No, but
The one
remember,
in
she
my
had
car.
an 05, and
Yeah.
it's one of those you're
the
like,
big blocky.
It's
thing,
the
right?
weird plastic blocky thing, and it's so first off. So rather than Ford putting the overdrive on/off button under your thumb, where it's always been, it's under your pinky.
and so you got
And the
grab
shape
it
of it is just
It's
like I
not-
said. It looks very much like the concept car piece, and it looks like it came from a concept
It
car.
looks good.
Like I said, visually
fucking
it's kind of appealing, but when you actually have to touch it, not so much.
See, and that's the thing. The S197 chassis, first and second gen, I pick that for aesthetics only.
Mm.
It is the best looking interior of those three
Yeah.
cars.
I
Comfort-wise,
think the Challenger wins on that one.
Comfort-wise,
the
it's
Challenger wins.
Yeah, yeah.
My only
The
issue,
Charger/Challenger wins on comfort.
Yeah.
my only issue with the
But aesthetically only, like just looking at it, the S197 chassis
is the most cohesive
winner.
design.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only quibble I really
Charger
had.
Challengers, they're very like this is just a Dodge inside.
Yeah, well,
Like you get into a Challenger and you're like,
Oh,
I'm in a 300.
I'm in a town and country.
And-
I'm in a town and country.
well,
I'm in a Dodge
and that's the
Ram.
thing. Like I said,
Camry.
for the Challenger,
This
for
is
the
an
early
appliance
Challengers,
at that point, if it
the
was-
one quibble I had was the corporate steering wheel.
Yeah.
Right.
If they would have
Oh,
if they would have just given that car its own steering wheel, reminiscent of the early cars, the early '70s cars, just a simple 3-spoke wheel.
But and it was a big blocky, ugly thing.
Yeah.
Well,
On
that's
top of that,
but that's
like-
also the same way of going into a 90 to 93 Fox body. You literally had the same. Once they got the airbag, you literally had the same steering wheel as the Aerostar,
Taurus.
as a Taurus, as a
As
Tempo,
F-150.
As a Ranger.
They
Well,
literally
because Ford
used,
only had one steering wheel at the
and
time.
that's
Yeah.
what it was.
They designed one airbag, and the engineers went, "No, this is what we're putting in
every single
In every
car.
single one of them.
Every single car. You have a
Thankfully,
station wagon,
my
you got
Fox
that.
body was an '89, so I had the non-airbag steering wheel.
Now, did yours have cruise
Yes.
control?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had the same one that I have.
And
Uh,
on that topic, so we get
yeah.
onto the GM side of that, and we talk about the Camaro interior.
Firebirds were way better.
Well, the last
We're
generation
talking
of
about
the Camaro.
fifth and sixth gen.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the last
Oh,
generation
sorry.
of the Camaro. That was very much a standard GM product.
Hey, all
Not
classics
exactly.
sound like this.
Not exactly.
Hold on. Now, what I mean by that is, I'm not talking about the SS, ZR1, ZL1, whatever the Camaro's special packages were.
Those interiors all sucked.
The upgraded interior in the Camaros got leather on the top of the dash, and that made it a little bit nicer, but
It still sucked.
it was a parts bin interior.
Well, the thing that bugged me about the Camaro was the center stack was an absolute disaster.
Yes.
And the weird little individual binnacles for the main instruments just looked
Yes.
like weird bug eyes.
All of it was
Like
terrible.
it was a weird creature, and it was just and console mounted gauges for everything else.
And they were square.
All
like I
of
said,
it was terrible.
It was all
It was
terrible.
all GM
even
parts
wrapped
bin bullshit.
wrapped in leather, it was terrible.
It
just
was all
because of the
parts
design.
bin.
Because
it
of the
was
design.
all parts bin. It was we have these parts already. We'll make them work. Parts bin.
But speaking of boats, 5th gen Camaros compared to an S197 were freaking heavy.
Yep.
And Challengers. I'm using Camaro and Challenger specifically because two-door versus two-door versus two-door.
They were the
Unlike the
main
Charger. The
competitors.
Charger is really, to me, the Charger is a different car than a Challenger, even though it's not, but it kind of is. Those cars were porkers. They were way heavier than a Mustang. But now, Mustangs are just as heavy.
Yep.
Oh, so
Now
we're,
the truth of it is,
so we're literally keeping
when
these
you
on the down low
drove
until we
those
bring them
three
out?
cars back to back to back, you felt the difference in the weight in the NVH.
Big time. The Challenger was by far.
Massively.
And when it comes to just overall, like, which car... here's a question. Which of those three cars would you drive from here to California?
Challenger.
Ooh,
Charger, Challenger,
yeah.
absolutely.
Well, I
every
want to
day.
keep it. I'm keeping it to the 2 doors. So yeah, it would be the Challenger.
Challenger.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is the quietest, most comfortable car out of those 3.
Yeah.
Honestly,
No,
like,
driving
I would
all
take
those,
it
it was-
So,
6 baseball.
I was just gonna say a
Challenger, Camaro, then Mustang. Because I have driven a Mustang long distance. It's my personal car.
The only caveat I give to that is you modify the suspension before you drove it up to Georgia and back.
But I've actually driven it up to Georgia without modifying the suspension. And let me tell you, even with factory suspension, after 2 hours, you're just ready to be done with the drive.
See, I would rather drive your car up to Georgia than an ST.
That's
Love. No,
I would
from
drive
the
your
seat-
ST long
No,
before.
from the back,
seats
from the back
after a while,
seat, from the back seat,
his
I would
seats are
totally.
fucking stabbing
And
into
because
your back.
Chris realized this,
Well-
when he finally went into the front seat when we went to Leesburg.
Yeah, I was
and he's
sitting
like,
there going, "Ooh, God,
Oh,
this is
I
awful."
understand why. And
Well-
why, when it hit hour 3, I'm like, I fucking hate this. Chris is like, but it's pretty good back here. And I'm like, in the back. These seats are, I have the Recaros. They're wonderful. I love those seats. You go over an hour and a half, fuck that. Fuck
But
that.
let's be honest, when it comes to a back seat, you're the only one that can fit in the back seat of a Mustang.
No,
Here's-
in a Mustang, yeah. I'm just talking about that.
Here's some St. Patrick's Day ASMR.
So,
This was Mike's idea for tonight, and I'm not even mad.
So I went with this. I went with a regular Guinness. The reason why, we've done 2 different styles of Guinnesses for the show. We've done the
Easy there, Dan. Easy there,
I
buddy.
know what I'm doing, sir.
We've done the
You don't
nitro
mind me at
cold
all.
brew, and then we've done their
One
honey
of my favorite
brown.
beverages right there.
We never did the regular Guinness.
Dan.
Yeah, I got all mine. I'm empty, bro.
Yeah, we've never done a regular
Mine in
Guinness.
there.
So
You
I
open.
figured-
But
Five
look,
seconds,
look,
cardboard.
look! I've got a nice cascade going and everything.
You do.
See, I didn't
got
get
my
the Cascade
my
going, though.
Cascade's just been
Oh, yeah,
I
no,
soft
no.
poured mine, and I think it might be a little bit.
Oh,
Well, I cracked mine, and then right as the nitro was still doing its thing, that's when I started my
yeah,
pour.
no, you crack it. Wait, like
I don't
Dan.
know.
Like-
Mike
like-
have a better one than you right now.
Hey, like Dan says, you crack it, wait 5 seconds, then you pour.
Oh, you and Mike are on point with your cascading, though. Me and Chris are done. We're
I
ready.
did not get a Cascade.
No.
Oh, I'm
No,
still
you had a
cascading.
small one. We're done.
I'm still
Yeah,
cascading.
mine's still going a little bit.
Almost done.
Okay, on the subject of cascading though,
Water bowls?
no beer.
The Nitro Milk Stout.
Bingo. Left hand nitro milk
That
stout.
scared me.
That was beautiful.
It was beautiful, but it's
Like I said, when I got that one, and then I read the pour, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me! There's no way this is how you actually do it." And I looked it up, and everything said, "Yes, this is how you do it." And then I saw a video of it.
Disbelief.
I saw a video of it, and even after seeing the video of it, I was like, "There's no way it actually works like this."
and we
but
did it. Just it's literally you crack it and you go upside
Clunk.
down, and
Hard.
it goes clunk, 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 clunk,
Hard
clunk. But with
pour.
that, it made the perfect fucking cascade and the perfect head.
It
Before
was.
we go in for this Irish thing, the friggin'
Let Mike finish explaining his rationale behind this.
So I did this because we did the nitro cold brew and then we did the honey brown ale. We haven't done regular Guinness. We've all had it, yes. So it's not a new beer, but it's been 4.5 years.
But here's the
and
thing.
It's St. Patrick's Day.
And also, too, we've had a lot of stouts. We've had nitro stouts, we've had milk stouts, we've had coffee coconut
But
stouts.
we haven't had the stout.
We haven't. We have not done this, and I also, like I said, because we've had some crazy ass stouts that you just sometimes you think of a Guinness like, oh, that's cute, but really, when you want to reset your palate,
You get a Guinness.
there's only one stout you can go to, and it's a Guinness.
Because it's so smooth, so good. So we, before y'all got here, me and Brian, because Brian knew what I got, we were going back and forth of whether we were going to do this first or his first. And I was like, let's do his first in case someone didn't like it, because everybody loves Guinness, and also Guinness is a dessert beer.
Guinness
gentlemen, slant.
Slanche.
Plancha.
This is worldwide. Everybody loves this.
Yep. This is my third one for today.
It's like dessert in glass.
Definitely.
And it's just
Sláinte,
it's
guys.
just
Sláinte.
right.
Sláinte, Brian. Thank you. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Thank
Happy
you guys
St.
for
Patty's
joining
Day,
us.
everybody.
So I also want to say, before we put it down, I miss Robert.
Yes,
I miss him a lot.
I do. Yeah, I was talking to, while I was up at Pine Street, I was talking to Byron. And I mentioned that, my glass was the last one that he did.
Yep.
And he was like, you know what? He's like, I miss that old mug.
You know,
So it's one of those. I got to see Celtic on St. Patrick's Day. I got to have my Guinness, and I just know that up there he is going. Well, what about your white M&Ms?
Yes.
well, almost every time I drink a Guinness, it reminds me of being over there. And, like, there was a time where, like, literally we were standing in front of the fireplace, and I was like, just took our passports and stayed. Just the whole culture, everything. The Irish have an amazing racing culture, especially rally racing. They have a great car culture. It's like,
Sabrina's brother lives over there.
it's just so, like, they have so much of a Japanese influx and a European influx, and everything's easily accessible there. The car scene and the appreciation from people for cars and just like anything motoristic and like enthusiasts is amazing.
Also, it's the fact
And-
that it's only like 4.1%, but still.
And they also understand alcohol.
They do.
Yes.
I-
They do.
Whiskey
I've been
and
there.
beer.
I've
Yes.
been there.
Whiskey
I got
with
one
an
of
E.
these right out of the
Whiskey
freaking
with an
vest.
E.
Whiskey
EY.
and beer. They understand, like, this is beer. This is, it's
This is their beer.
This
is
is
beer.
their natty light. Like,
And they
type
send
stuff,
it,
like-
this is their beer, and they send it here so that we can enjoy it as well.
And like when you go to a store there, there's not just Guinness beer. There's so many different Guinness products that have nothing to do with alcohol. And it's such a big staple in their economy. And if you guys ever get the chance to go there and get a Guinness fresh out of the vat, it'll make everything you thought about Guinness just erase.
Yeah,
Yes.
So much
one day
different.
it'll happen because, like I said, Sabrina's brother is an Apple genius. That literally they moved him from California to Ireland. He lives in Cork, and
That's where my family's from.
his apartment that he lives in is actually an old renovated mental asylum.
Dude, my family still has a restaurant there called the Berries of Douglas where they have the berry burger, and that's in Cork. It's like right on the water too, and like,
The whole island's underwater.
well, like there's channels of water that come up like here, and my family's castle is still there too, the Berries Court Castle. They just renovated it actually in 2017.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, as far as just talking about the beer, though, we've had all kinds of crazy ass stouts, and Market 48, Mermaid's Milk,
Oh,
fantastic,
wonderful.
But
always
it's
fantastic.
the OG stout. It
But
is.
like I said, sometimes you just want to have a reset.
right. And
This is
is
that
it.
This is that reset.
This is the baseline in which you compare all other beers.
Yeah, and we've had. I mean, this is 106 that we're doing right now. This is episode 106, averaging 2 beers per. So you can do the math on that. We've done 3 beers in other ones. We've done 1 beer in
So
other
about
ones.
what, like
Figure 212.
212 average
We'll
at
put,
least.
Yeah, we'll put 220 as like.
I'm just gonna
max.
say, yeah, like I said, because we did some early episodes where we were 3 beers in on each episode. So I mean, it could be as high as 220. We've done a lot, and it boggles my mind now when I go to look through the list. Every time I go to get a beer now,
Just
I break
scrolling
open the list
so
and I'm
much
like,
more.
and there's so many times now, whether I'm at ABC or whether I go to Total Wine or whether I go to Beer Frog, because you've seen this happen at Beer Frog. It's like, that one looks pretty good. Scroll,
we
scroll,
haven't
scroll.
had that.
Shit, there it is.
Well,
Next.
Isn't it funny how that happens though too? Like it looks so unfamiliar and
Well,
everything.
yeah.
And you go and you're like, oh man, like that looks like the boys would love that. And you look through and you're like, oh wait,
We've had
love
it.
that already. Like,
it has come to the point to where I would love to revisit but a lot of like the early ones you can't find anymore because they were like seasonals or stuff like that. But I would love to revisit some of the early episode beers
Just to see what we think of
Yeah.
them now.
because
Right.
it's one of those.
And
know
we
how
have
we felt.
and we have repeated a couple. we've done the Einstock Porter, the Atlantic Porter. We've done that one before.
And that one,
We've done that one
one's
twice.
And the terrible floral one.
My fault.
We did. I think we did.
My fault, not your fault.
Yeah, what?
I
No,
brought
he
it
brought
the
it.
second time.
Someone
No,
brought
I
it the
brought it
first
the second
time.
time.
Yeah,
Oh,
he brought it the
I
second
thought-
time. You brought it the first time.
Oh, okay.
And then just what was it? 2 weeks ago, me and you ended up getting the same beer.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Same episode.
It's still
It took
sitting out in
it
the-
took us 200 episodes for that, or 100 and something episodes for that to happen, but
But it happened.
it finally happened.
We both went, ooh, we've never had this before. Perfect.
I think there was a big storm that we've had twice.
Yep.
I know I've got it in the list. I have an asterisk next to the one that we've repeated. I
Big
know I've
Storm
gone.
is the hibiscus one that we repeated.
Yeah, that was a horrible one.
And that was my fault.
Yeah, the
I was the one that hated that the most, and I saw it and went, oh, something is saying I should buy this.
I know the Florida Avenue hibiscus one was one of the absolute shit beers.
That was the one you cracked it open and like just smelling it, you were like, I just walked through Oakland.
yeah,
It smells like a candle, and I
No, I just got blasted by the perfume lady at on Valentine's Day at Belk Lindsay.
And
Yeah.
it tasted like if I walked into Bell and I cracked one open and drank it. Like,
That was a pour out beer.
Yeah. Well, the ultimate pour out beer though. The ultimate pour out
Dan
beer.
wins this one by far.
The Michelob Ultra Gold Organic.
Dan, you earned that one. But also too,
We had 2 left. We literally took the 2 that were unopened and threw them into the fucking trash.
Yes.
and then
We threw away beer.
that weird sample pack that you got.
I still have,
man.
I still
didn't
have
even
some
touch-
out here.
I didn't even touch it. Oh, that one.
You're welcome. I still have 2 of them in my orphan fridge out there.
We all went in for a sip, and even I'm the IPA guy. Like,
But
I
there
like
was
stuff
one
that
that I was like sitting there going, hey, this ain't bad.
And the three of us were dumping them out in the yard. I'm like, Mike, take care of this for me.
You guys are dumping it out in the yard, and I'm going, this is not bad. It's got a good flavor to it.
Everybody likes pine sol every once in a
We've
while.
been, we have been on some crazy beer ventures.
Yes, we have.
You know, the only one that I'm still a little bit salty about was I was in the middle of a hospital adventure and I was not able to try your homebrew. I'm a
But I
little
still
salty.
haven't redone.
I'm a little salty about that one.
I think
The
that
Florida-
needs to happen again.
Yeah,
That was good.
I'm going to make a
Florida
personal
Man
request,
Orange.
Dan. I'm going to make a personal request since we're talking about having a repeat. Please do that one again
That was
because
a high octane though.
I don't give a shit.
So
Dan's like, oh, it's gonna be at 5%, and then we took like a glass like this, and we all looked at each other like,
that ain't 5%. That's like 12%.
No, and Daniel found out the actual oranges that grow in my tree in my front yard. Yeah, no, that was like a 9% or maybe.
That was
higher.
higher
had to
than
be
5%.
higher.
That
Like I
was
said- like I said,
definitely
we
a-
had that one, and
Like
I'm
I said,
like,
I'm going to personally request that you redo that one because I didn't get to try it when you guys did.
Oh, it was
I'm
amazing.
A little
It
salty.
really
and like I
was
said, I'm a
good.
little salty about that one.
And that's the thing. That was so tasty.
it was dangerous. It was very dangerous.
Like,
it was
we
like
drank
Margaret-
it and went, oh, that's high octane.
But
That's super dangerous.
And we still
Like,
drank
I
it.
need to try it again though. And then,
Well, and see, that's the thing, like with Marker Aid and all that, which now we can find. It's here in Inverness. I'm so happy about it.
Okay, I'm going to throw one car thing in just real quickly. Did you guys see what's happened recently with some of the car flipping on the
yeah,
cars
yeah.
and bids? One guy had gotten a he had an allocation on a manual Supra and an allocation on a GR Yaris.
The new manual Super.
Yeah, on a GR Yaris. He ended up buying the Yaris, but then he realized that holy shit, they're delivering the Super, so he tried to flip the Yaris at a profit, failed on Bring a Trailer. And then 2 other individuals.
So was he out of the states though, for him to get a Yaris?
Well, no. Excuse me, the Corolla
Okay,
GR
I was
Corolla.
gonna
The
say,
GR
like,
Corolla.
yeah, we don't have
my
the
bad, my
Yaris
bad.
here.
The GR Corolla. So he got a GR Corolla, and then he realized that he had an allotment on the manual Supra. And then his manual Supra actually came in, so he tried to flip the GR Corolla.
Don't blame him because I mean,
Which you don't, but he was expecting to make a profit on it like everybody else had been, and he failed.
by a lot,
Like
right?
several $1,000s.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he let it go at no reserve. So that did not work out for him.
Congratulations to the person that bought that. You got a
And
really
recently-
good hot hatch.
One on Bring a Trailer, And one on Cars and Bids, 2 people tried to buy and flip C8 Z06s
Ooh.
Flop out hard.
and failed.
Nice.
Miserably.
Good. I'm glad.
One
Did
car,
it
one,
sell
one.
though?
I believe it was the back car sold, but pretty much hit the same price as what he paid for it. And from what I understand, the Cars and Bids car was at a reserve. The reserve was higher than what he paid. He did not meet reserve, and I don't even think the bidding got up as high as retail, so he's stuck with the car.
Good.
Good.
I'm glad.
You know what that means? The car market is finally
No.
leveling out.
No, it's not. And I'm using my own car as an example of this. Because I'll go on almost weekly. I've been kind of doing this just to see where things are at. Because my car is about as average can be. Okay? It's nothing special, other than the miles are kind of low and the condition is really good. But other than that, it's not a rare car. It's not a special edition car. It's nothing like that. It's just well appointed. And I've watched the values kind of fluctuate, and right now the value of the car is pretty much where it was a year ago for private party sale.
And I think with that, it might be time to lead
Time
into
to
the
roll into the Bring a Trailer.
Bring a Trailer.
Is it-
I heard syllables, but I didn't quite hear exactly what it was. And it's been. And
Well, unless you were on our TikTok live and Chris spoiled it, and I went running away going la 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 la.
This
la, la.
portion of the show is the Bat Car is
Except for this one came from Cars and Bids again.
That's okay.
So, what I have for you miscreants to bid on is a 1983 Lada Nivea 1600 left-hand drive, 4-speed manual, 4-wheel drive with a U.S. title. It's shown 32,400 miles. It's a 1.6-liter inline 4. It's 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, manual 4-speed transmission. Orange. Interior color is black.
There's
Title
3
status
shippers.
is a clean Michigan title.
I saw that. I was wondering what that was about.
It is a private party sale, not a dealer.
Did you see the driving gloves too on the driver's seat?
I love it.
Well, look at that thing.
Okay.
What?
It's
In
awesome.
Soviet Russia, car drive you.
This
I can't tell if it's small.
is
or
a
big.
1983 Lada Nivea 1600 finished in orange with a black interior. Now, these things were basically knockoff. These are Soviet-era knockoffs of a Fiat Panda.
Yeah.
Right.
They're extremely similar.
Which means hopefully it's as durable as a Fiat Panda.
It's not.
But the thing is, like, the tires.
Because it
are
was made in Soviet Russia.
Does it have the ice
Which
fishing
mean-
hole?
Which means it was made to look like a Fiat Panda.
I still can't.
But it was made as cheaply as possible by people who were being forced to make said car at gunpoint.
Pretty much.
What size is it? I still can't tell.
It's tiny.
It's very small.
It's
But
tiny.
it looks big.
Dan,
It is small.
have you?
I'm thinking
Dan,
Fiat Panda. I know what a Fiat Panda
It's
is.
me in a
Dan-
picture.
Dan.
It's me in a picture.
Dan, have you ever seen a Yugo in person?
Yes.
Have you driven a Yugo in person?
No, I've seen
It's
it.
basically
Okay.
a Yugo.
It's a few inches bigger than a Yugo and lifted.
The
It's
camera's
so
playing tricks.
So you have to understand.
I can tell by the
these
tires.
these cars were made with the idea that steel is too expensive for brake drums, so we'll make them out of aluminium because
And
aluminium is cheaper.
What you're saying is Babushka purchase car to drive through uranium mines. in
Okay,
north
here-
of
okay,
Soviet
Aluminium
Okay, Dan.
is cheaper,
Dan.
so we
Oh,
make brake drum out
Okay,
of
Dan, here's the
aluminium.
thing. This is way before the wall came down. This is in like the middle of the Cold War. So this is when
yeah.
this is when
Premium Babushka.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is when East German West German people were driving E30 BMWs and E36s or driving
Right.
before the wall came down. This is when, in the middle of the Cold War, the West Germans had really cool cars. The East Germans were driving Trabants.
So you know it's good because there's a spare tire in the engine.
Under the hood. Yeah.
Okay,
In the
these-
engine bay.
okay, here's the thing.
They needed
These
spare
cars-
room.
These cars were made at a time when, if a Soviet citizen wanted to get a car, they somehow, in their system, had
Had to go to the government.
had to get the money,
basically-
and then they had to apply to the government to purchase a car.
Yep.
And then they acquired this.
No.
You
No,
don't get
no,
picked
no,
a car.
no,
They
no.
they give you a car.
No. You eventually got approved for a car by the government. And 3 to 5 years later, you might actually take delivery of your car.
Well, that's nice.
Which car did I get? It depends
Car.
on what the government decided to give you.
I do have to say,
So
though, aesthetically,
the person that got this car probably didn't want this car, but that's the car that the government gave them.
They probably wanted the 4-door sedan Lada because that was probably better for their family, but they ended up with this.
That's what they gave them.
doesn't look bad.
But you can push your thumb through the quarter panel.
Yeah.
So anyway,
No. That quarter panel was made out of quarter-inch steel.
No, these
I
things.
guarantee
Here's
it.
the thing. I mean, surprisingly, and here's the thing. Like I said, you can watch Russian dash cam videos to this day.
Everything's a
and
Lada.
still see Ladas. And by the way, Russian dash cam videos, Lada drivers are fucking suicidal.
Well, why have you ever driven a Lada?
I
I would want to kill myself if I was driving one
Thank
of those
you.
cars.
All right.
So anyway, here we go. So what we have here, this Niva is a left-hand drive model equipped with a 4-speed manual transmission and is titled in Michigan. It's equipped with a metric instrument cluster. And the 5-digit odometer shows 52,100 kilometers, which represents approximately 32,400
So it's been
miles.
rolled over 9 times.
Probably. Equipment includes 16-inch wheels, a locking center diff, emergency hand crank engine start, headlight wipers and washers, vinyl upholstery, manual windows and locks, rubber flooring, and more. Partial list of modifications reported by the seller includes powder-coated OEM wheels, later model 3-point seat belts, because in 1983, while 3-point belts were
All you
standard
needed
everywhere
was
else
a
in the
lap belt.
world, not in Russia.
Correct.
You just need a lap belt.
Steering wheel wrap, late model center console with twin USB ports. So somebody's done, a little bit of modernizing on the car. Lada launched the Niva in 1977 as an affordable, capable, and durable off-roader. Initially only offered with 2 doors, it stood out from many comparable SUVs with unibody construction and full-time 4-wheel drive system. So
it's a
power
Subaru.
comes
It's
from
a
a
Russian
Samurai
Subaru.
size.
No, it's
So-
a Russian Subaru.
Yes.
power comes from a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine rated at about 75 horsepower and 87 foot-pounds of torque. Probably optimistic.
Yeah.
They were like, we have 1.6 liters. It makes an entire 70 horsepower.
Okay, so modifications on this one are powder-coated OEM wheels, later model 3-point belt, steering wheel wrap, aftermarket shift knob, which is period correct, a later model console that they've added twin USB ports to because, modern stuff, battery disabled switch mounted in the engine bay, and a 500-watt 110-volt power inverter mounted in the cargo area. Says there are some dings on the hood, chip on the left headlight wipers are inoperable. Good luck fixing that shit.
Yes, seriously.
Left taillight lenses cracked, scratches on the rear hatch, some scratches and imperfection around the exterior, which there's a lot of pictures of this car. I only did like 20 pictures,
I'm
but
really
there's
surprised it's not just a rusty mess.
cracked interior trim on the right-hand wheel well, some rust on the body hardware and trim and on the underbody, and seller reports that some weather stripping should be replaced.
So I'm really surprised this thing has survived.
Oh, and
because-
recent service history shows engine oil filter was changed in 2023, fuel filter was replaced in March 2022, carburetor and fuel pump were replaced under the previous owner, and the battery was replaced prior to winning bidder will be replaced. So whoever got the car got a new battery
You
with
get
it.
a free battery.
Yeah, but it's one of those, like, seriously.
2 sets of keys, tools kit, spare tire, hand crank for emergency engine start. OEM.
Whoa, it's gonna what?
Yes, they had a hand
It's
crank.
Russia.
Emergency-
It's
Oh, that's cool.
The OEM center console and
Something
shift
like
knob,
your tanks.
the original center, console and shift knob are included. New emergency brake cables, which are uninstalled. New set of 4 tire inner tubes. New headlight uninstalled,
It's
and an
Russia.
extra oil
Well,
filter.
the tires are skinny too. I have a price in mind.
Oh,
but
and
I
this
only
seller
heard
says
it.
they have owned the car since 2020, and they've put approximately 5,000 kilometers, 3,200 miles since.
Well, good stuff actually. I have a price in mind, but I already know.
I'm going to say what I would pay for this car. I would drop $6,000 on this car right now.
Okay.
Oh, you're like right where I'm.
Okay, here's the thing. Like I said, now keep in mind, this is cars and bids, not bring a trailer.
The
So
tax ain't gonna be
there's
there.
not a bring a trailer tax on this one, but
And here's
I
why.
still think you guys might be surprised at what this one ended up
Here's
going for.
why I would pay $6,000 for this car. it's cool. It's cool in the sense that it's a Russian communist car.
Not rusted out.
It's not rusted out. It's very clean.
And it might do Fiat Panda things.
And this is a car, you've got to understand what this car is.
81.
This is that condensed, refined.
Refined is not a word I would use in this
Refined
car.
in the sense of it's the concentrate of car.
Like the same with
The
the
word
radioactiveness
car.
coming from
This
Chernobyl.
is car.
Again, refined, even in the context you're talking about, refined is not a
This
word
is
I would choose
car
for this
that
one.
has been concentrated and
with
you know,
Soviet
filtered.
Now, if you want to say
I'm gonna do that
distilled, if you want to, if you want to use the word distilled,
This is the distilled
if you wanted to
version.
use the word essence, okay, this is a car, you can drive it. I might go along with you,
That's
but
what
the
I mean.
idea of saying
That's what I
refined,
mean.
no,
It's been filtered through all of the charcoal filters.
A W124 Mercedes, those bulletproof, unkillable tanks, that's a refined car.
Fair enough.
That's
But
not
this
that's
is-
not a technological wonder piece. That's not a car that is full of all kinds of gizmos and gadgets. That's a car that the idea of car is refined.
This is
not
car
that.
in its basic and most base
No, this
definition.
This is a car in Soviet.
That's what I mean.
Okay, the
This
word
is a car that has been trickled through
Soviet.
all of the
Okay.
filters. It has none of
Okay.
the extras or attachments.
Yeah, the word
or
for that is called
back-
the word you're looking for is called agricultural,
Yes.
not refined. Refined and agricultural are two entirely
Aggregate.
okay.
Aggregate.
No, refined and agricultural.
Aggregate.
We're not- okay.
Not agricultural. Aggregate. This is aggregate car. This is car at its most basic definition.
Okay,
It is
those here's
beautiful
the thing.
because of
Refined and aggregate and agricultural, we're not even in the same ball game.
that. You're right. You're
We're
right.
not even in the same ballpark.
You're right, and I'm
They're
not
not
arguing
even
that.
playing the same fucking sport. Okay? Refined is not the word. I would
This
use.
is car
someone
in
pick
the
me?
most basic sense of the term.
Mike.
Car.
This is a sense of vodka.
This is fermented and distilled potatoes in a car.
Yes. Yes, this is fermented car.
This is-
not refined.
this is-
fermented.
this is
I
ferment-
like
this
that
is
idea.
fermented-
I like the ideology behind
This is
that.
fermented potatoes in a car.
It's like a fermented Yingling, maybe.
Like this is
Yeah,
a car in
you
its
sure?
most fermented form.
6K, you sure?
I would say 6K.
8100. That's what I said.
What?
So you're at $6,000. You're at 8,100. Where are you at, Mr. Dan?
I was at 58. But damn,
Because
you went
this
81.
this is a Soviet era car with no rust. It's
Well, I
fucking
think
Russia.
for
it
me-
snows all
For
fucking
me,
year long.
The
and it's not
driving
rust.
gloves picture sold the car, but
It's not.
Like-
It's not.
hard to find parts.
Oh, I know all
I
that.
don't care.
Sure.
This is a talking point.
And
I
honestly-
drive this to the gas station. Everyone wants to know what the fuck
Oh,
it
fuck
is.
no.
No, no one
Actually, though,
no one wants to know what the fuck
Here's the
it
thing,
is.
though. Dan is actually onto a point here. Because of our current world political situation, where are you going to find parts for this thing?
Good point.
In its homeland.
I'd probably do dumb shit, honestly. I'd probably
Good
take it out on
luck.
trails and whatnot, but like...
Good
if
luck
I-
getting parts for this thing, which I imagine because obviously we've seen from all the dash cam videos from Russia, plenty of people
crash
are
all
driving.
the time.
People are still driving these goddamn
Well,
things.
It's just locational. Like, it ain't gonna use any
Well,
parts
but-
from
but
anywhere
see-
but, like, heavy Siberia, Russia.
The
area.
ones you
Now,
see
good luck
crash
getting
all the time
good
are
luck getting the
2021
parts
model.
from
Yes.
there to here.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But still, it like Fiat Panda-esque Russian. I
8100.
actually love
8100.
the way the car looks on the outside.
Come on, Dan, give me your price.
Oh yeah, like I said,
No, 5,800.
Oh,
this thing was like I said, this thing was almost at the top of the list when I looked at the completed auctions today. This thing was almost at the top of the list,
It's
and I did
sick.
not look any further
I love it, to be honest.
I love it.
But
because it's so freaking weird and it's so freaking cool. I was like, I have to do this one. There's no way I can pass this one up for the thing. So 5,800.
5,800.
81.
81.
$13,750.
I am
What?
I am not entirely surprised by that number.
Jake. I'm doing
I think the quirky part about it is what got it.
It's so quirky and so weird
It really is so
and
quirky.
so odd and so rare
I would
because
not
it's a
spend that amount of
rust-free
money.
And you know that when you roll up to Cars and Coffee in this thing, no one else is going to roll up to Cars
Correct.
and Coffee in one.
No, nobody's gonna know what it is. It's one of those cars that'll be sitting next to a Lamborghini Huracan, and everybody walks up and they're like, "Whoa, what is
Right.
this thing?
No,
what
it-
is
yeah,
this?"
I would park it next to a Lamborghini and get way more pictures
Dude,
taken of
here's the
my
thing.
car than
Now,
that.
now, what you guys are talking about, I've actually seen this sort of thing happen
I've
in
seen
real
it at Cars and Coffee.
I've seen this thing happen in real time. So, 6-7 months ago, Cars and Coffee locally, guy rolled up in a 599 Fiorano. Roadster.
Beautiful car.
Absolutely stunning car. These things are beautiful, and they sound rad, and they're fast. They're everything you would want in like an Italian, like a Ferrari. This is like the
It's
thing.
a Ferrari.
This is the thing. I mean, this is a modern Ferrari, so it's relatively reliable. There's only a 50% chance it will self-immolate. I mean, if you're gonna have a modern Ferrari, I mean, this is one of those cars that should be on your list because it's gorgeous, it goes fast, it handles great, it sounds cool, it's awesome.
So is Mike.
No, about the only part of that doesn't apply to you is the self-immolation part. I'm pretty sure you've learned from me and you won't do that.
Yeah.
Well, much like the Ferrari, you are low. You share that in common. So,
Chris got a
at this particular Cars and Coffee, this thing rolled in. Also there was a 1978 Pinto wagon
which I
Hold on.
want so much.
with a carbureted, turboed 2.3 Lima. So it was literally the blow-through.
Yes.
More people went over, and this thing was not like a restored Conqueror's level car. This thing was a Nugget. More people were going over and checking out this Nugget Pinto wagon than were looking at the Ferrari. And the dude with the Ferrari was literally kind of looking around from time to time going like, what?
What?
Well, when he gets done in there,
He had to go pee-pee.
doing bathroom things. The bathroom is one of those things. I don't care what happens in the bathroom. As long as everything's clean and you smell okay when you come out, that's all I need to know.
As long as you're alive, that's okay.
Well, I figured if you've come out of the bathroom, the alive part is already taken care of.
Fair enough.
Just
Got a point.
don't smell bad. Just be clean.
He broke the door at work.
Really?
Don't blame him.
Going in or coming out?
Oh, don't say it over.
Wow.
We're gonna berate him for it afterwards.
He must have had. That must have
Hey,
been a
Chris, how
serious.
did that door work?
So Chris.
So
How did that door
no.
work?
heard you had a door issue.
Yeah. So anyway, we're waiting for you to come out to end the show.
Yeah, we
Have a good night, guys. We're Pints and Pistons. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
we will be back in 2 weeks. We will
Dan's
have
an asshole.
more bat cars. We will have more beer. We will have more weird shit, and that's
Oh, we
what
had
we
a lot of
do.
viewers too, and a lot of chat.
It's too late now, so.
Oh, fuck you, Dan.
All right, guys.